Duncan, good morning.
Good morning.
First up, injury news. How's the gaffer?
He's unfortunately the gaffer and Paul Connor have picked up a little virus. I think it's too the life's not threatened, but obviously they're keeping them away from the club. Obviously we've got the game on Saturday, and if they have got something that's contagious, we obviously don't want them around the club. So I'm sure they'll be okay for Saturday. That.
I was going to say the important question is: will David be taking his place in the dugout come 3 p.m?
Well, if it's contagious, then obviously you wouldn't want to be around the players, because obviously you've got to look to the following week. And so basically, I'd imagine the gaffer, if he's not too good, he'd be up in the stand, I'd have thought, and we just communicate through the radios, I would have thought.
So you won't be left to your own devices then?
No.
In terms of your side at the minute, what have you learnt this week about them in regard to going away to Forest Green Rovers, who with the greatest of respect are at the bottom of this division? You've lost there.
Not anymore, they're not.
Well, very near the bottom.
Yeah.
Third bottom, it's near enough. But what did you learn about your side this week in training?
How they responded, the gaffer obviously sat them down and spoke about discipline, how important it is to us, to keep 11 men on the pitch. And I think the gaffer rightly says, that if they got sent off, if they had a red card through a challenge, not through a malicious challenge, but through a challenge, that's not such a problem. But when it's off the ball incident, there's no need for it. That's where you've got to have self-discipline. And unfortunately, our skipper on the day didn't show that self-discipline. So the gaffer spoke to all the players regarding this. Not just Foz, but obviously we've had five red cards, and it depletes the team. So they've got to have self-discipline. Once they go across, the chalk, there's not a great deal we can do. It happens through all the leagues of football where a player just sees red and just flashes out, and you can't do that. You've got to have self-discipline, and they'll be fine for it. That's the only thing you can do. You can talk to them about what they need to keep their self-discipline, because it's important to the team. We're trying to get a settled squad. And as you start to get a settled squad, we have a sending off, and it unsettles everybody at the football club, really. So again, it's down to self-discipline, and we spoke to them about it on Monday, and the response has been really good. They've trained really well this week. We've got the spirits up again. Bearing in mind, we've got to think, if we can keep our discipline, we're only 4 points off the playoffs. We're not in a relegation battle at the moment, and I don't expect we will be. So it's down to the players to keep their self-discipline, be focused, keep 11 men on the pitch, and then we've got a good chance. Because when we went down to 10 men, unfortunately on Saturday, we actually started to play a lot better football, which was it was disappointing in the first half. There's an error between the goalkeeper and Foz. I myself felt we should have just cleared the ball, put your foot through it, don't take any chances and around your 18-yard box anyway. So it's important that we learn from our mistakes and we improve.
Let's go on to the rest of your squad now. Injuries, knocks, Paul Connor, an illness there. What about the rest of your side?
Excuse me. Yeah, we've got Mills is back in training today. Rob Duffy's back in training. Reese is back. Did I say Silky? Silky's back. So yeah, they're all coming back into the fold now. Obviously, Nixie's still out with his ankle problem. I was with him the other day when we were down the gymnasium. They did a spin session, and I was speaking to Nixie in the gym, and the swelling's come right down now. He's got a lot more movement in the actual ankle joint itself. And I'd imagine the next few weeks we should see some good progress being made with Nixon. In
the light of those injuries that you've been talking about, the likes of Gary Silk, Gary Mills as well, do you feel they are in contention this weekend to feature?
Well, they're coming back into the fold for the first time, really. They joined in some of the warm-ups and some of the ball sessions we've done with them. They did a lot of running the other day. So this morning we'll have a look at them, how they look, if they're match fit, because that's the important thing. It's all right coming through and saying you're fit from injury, but you need to be fit to play, and there's a big difference. So I'll have a look at them closely today, and obviously we've got tomorrow as well. And I'm sure if they come through and they look good, then they'll be in contention.
Let's come on to this weekend then. Hayden Yedding, second bottom of the table. You're at home. You're a club that want promotion this season from the Blue Square Premier. Therefore, winning is non-negotiable, is it not, this weekend?
Well, we want to win the game. Of course we want to win the game. But we've seen upsets in this league before, and I make no excuses. Yes, we do want to win the game, and it's important that we do go out and win the game. They are languishing down the bottom. I think they're on 17 points. They've lost their last 4 in the Blue Square Prem. So they've had a same, not a dissimilar run to what we've had. So it's going to be a roll your sleeves. It's going to be a battle on Saturday, and I would hope, looking at pound for pound, the quality of our players, that we will go out and we'll get a victory. We're 4 points off the playoffs. Now, when I came to the football club, yes, there's high expectation that we want to be out. We want to be out of this league, as every other team in this league does. But you've got to be realistic. When I first came, the gaffer was looking, to try and get a playoff spot. It wasn't, finishing top. He's never said that, because obviously the squad he had to deal with. But I feel that we've got a good enough squad to compete in this league, to get ourselves into the playoffs. If we got promoted direct, that would be great. But I think realistically we've got to look to get into the playoffs and try and get through to the next league through that way. And
just a final message to those Mansfield Town fans that you want to win so badly for. There will be many, I imagine, listening at the minute thinking, why should I come to Field Mill on Saturday? I've seen over the last couple of weeks my side play at home, and with the greatest of respect, play poorly.
Well, if you're a true fan, you follow your team through victories and through losses, and they're your true supporters. Everybody, whether you be in football or in your walk of life, you go through bad periods, and the only way to get through that is to fight it and come out, try and be strong, try and be positive, kill out. That's what I say to the fans. So yeah, still come along, still support us, because we're trying our best.
Thank you, Russell.